another improbable loss.
We should have won this game, hands down. Like I say, I take full responsibility for this loss.
Without its best player, the offense sputtered again.
Bortles pass deflected and intercepted. Matt Milano with the pick.
A Monday morning quarterback change.
Regarding the quarterback position, we're going to start Cody Kessler, making this change to give us an opportunity, to win a football game.
And a Monday morning coaching change.
I felt I needed to make a change, to get us an opportunity to win some games.
How the jubilation in Jacksonville turned into one of the most disappointing seasons in franchise history. Right now on Jaguars All Access.
This is Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. It's time to step up to luxury. Fields matters because you matter.
Making this change to give us an opportunity, to win a football game. And Cody knows the offense. He'll have a full week of preparation.
There's the word from the head coach. No Monday morning quarterbacking here. It's just a change under center for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Blake Bortles benched, Cody Kessler in, and we're going to talk all about it here tonight on Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. And we have moved locations, not at Mellow Mushroom tonight, although I think we have a crowd there watching the show, so a shout out to them. We are at Naval Station Mayport for the Stars and Strikes event here on the military base in Jacksonville. Some Jags players out with local families, military families. Salute to Service Week. So we're all dressed up. We're all ready to go. And we do have to talk football, too. And we're going to do it for an hour tonight. We've extended the show. Calais Campbell is here. Miles Jack, Logan Cook, Malik Jackson. We'll talk to everybody about what's going on with football. But again, very important, special night to celebrate the military here in Jacksonville, which is so near and dear to the heart of many here in Northeast Florida. Brent Martineau along with Jeff Lageman. And wow, Jeff, 7 losses in a row. It's just mind-boggling. And finally some changes today.
Well, first off, I don't think anybody envisioned 7 losses in a row for this football team. But when that happens, you've got to do something different. And I think they had limited options. And I was a little surprised today that Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator, was fired. I thought for sure that Blake would end up being benched, and then Cody Kessler would be inserted into the starting lineup. And the reason I was surprised with the firing of Nathaniel Hackett, that's Doug Marone's guy.
Yeah.
They've been together for a very long time. I'm sure that Doug Marone has the ability to have input in an offensive game plan. I'm sure that Tom Coughlin has the ability to be able to have ideas bounced off of him as well. He's a brilliant offensive mind. And so with all those offensive minds, you would have thought that the game plan and some of the play calling objectives would have been more of a group effort. So surprising that one guy is on the outs on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, more on Hackett in a moment. We found out late this afternoon that Blake Bortles was being benched in favor of Cody Kessler. Here's Doug Marone on Monday talking about the QB change.
Quarterback that I have a lot of respect for is toughness. And like I told both those guys, it's not one coach or one person. It's on all of us. It starts with me, but I've got to make decisions that put us in the best opportunity to win.
All right, so next up, it's Cody Kessler. We saw him for a bit against Houston, former USC quarterback. He's just 25 years old, Jeff.
Well, he's a young player, and one of the shortcomings or the knock on him that he had coming out of college, he didn't have a particularly strong arm, but the one thing that we've seen out of him so far, he does have some real nice anticipation. To be perfectly honest with you, the first time I saw him in the OTAs and minicamp, I thought that the Jaguars needed to look elsewhere to find a better backup. He didn't impress me very much, but he impressed me in that every week in training camp, you saw him get better on a daily basis, and that he earned the right to be on the football team. So, look, maybe he does better. But the one question that I also would have is, there's some injuries along the offensive front that's not going to help him out a whole lot.
Andrew Norwell went on injured reserve. We'll get into that a little bit later on. We'll get players' reaction to the QB change in just a moment as well, here from Naval Station Mayport and the Stars and Strikes event that we are live at tonight here on Jaguars All Access. We've got a lot to talk about, but let's get back to the first domino to fall, or pin to fall here on this Monday morning, and that was Nathaniel Hackett. You mentioned it briefly already, but Hackett's been with the Jags for a while now. He was the QB coach. He took over the offensive coordinator duties in 2016 when Greg Olson was fired. He remained on staff when Doug Marrone was hired. He developed a good relationship with Blake Bortles, and Jeff, at times it looked like he got a lot out of Blake Bortles. Well,
he was a good offensive coordinator last year. I think we were all kind of surprised at some of Blake's performances in the month of December last year because they were amongst the best in the National Football League. So it's very clear that he can coach offense. Very surprising, though, that, boy, how things can change for an offensive coordinator in the National Football League and even at the collegiate level in 1 year.
It's amazing. Just go back to the month of September. We were wondering if Hackett would be around next year, not because he'd be fired, but if he might get a head coaching job instead.
Well, and one thing I will say this, because, everybody wants to question an offensive coordinator, and understandably so, because that's an easy thing to do. But with Nathaniel Hackett, I've always respected the way that he's gone about things. But it was very clear that there was an issue. And the issue is not so much that the play calls are bad, but there was also a trust factor that wasn't there with Blake Bortles. And whether that's a coaching problem or a performance problem, the simple issue is that it exists as a problem.
Yeah.
And so they had to do something.
And there's a trust factor with that whole offense. Offensive line, receivers, quarterback, and maybe at times play calling as well. Here are the players in the locker room this afternoon. We caught up with them after the news of Hackett's firing.
Everyone knows the relationship I have with Nathaniel Hackett. Daniel's a good football coach. He's a tireless and hard worker. I'm extremely appreciative of what he's done for this team, but I'm extremely appreciative of what he's done for me personally.
There's a lot of questions come up when they start letting people go, but all you can do is really focus. We have, 5 games left? 5 games left. You can do is focus on putting yourself in the best position, showing the coaches in the front office that you're still here, you're still present, you're still working hard.
It can definitely get people's attention, when things like this happen. It kind of shows, hey, we need to make some changes.
All right, take a look real quick at the offensive numbers. 17.9 points per game. At this day and age, that is super low. 28th in the NFL on offense and scoring points. 22nd in NFL yards per game total. And obviously the turnovers have been a story all year long. 22 turnovers. And quite frankly, they've been a storyline throughout Blake Bortles' 5-year career in a Jacksonville Jaguars uniform. Hey, welcome in Calais Campbell right now. I tell you what. We say it often. It's a 7-game losing streak. It's not fun, but there's no better professional than this guy right here, the Jags defensive end. What's today like for you, Calais? We're going to talk about the military. We're going to talk about bowling a bit, but let's talk football first. And what does this do to a locker room that changes today?
It's tough. You never want to see anybody lose their job. And that's, all of us have a play in that. We have a hand in that, so it's always tough. But at the end of the day, this game is a tough game. It's a results-oriented business, and you have to always produce results. And everybody's fighting for the jobs. The rest of these 5 weeks, everybody in the locker room is fighting for the job.
Have you ever been through this as a player to where you've had a coaching change at some point in a season?
Yes, I have. You play this game long enough, you're going to see it. It happens, far too much in this league. A lot of times at the end of the year, but, it happens way too much. I've had it both ways where a coach does well enough to get a head coaching job, too. But at the end of the day, each year there's always a big job turnover in this game. It's just the way it is. You hate to see it happen in the middle of the season, but the way the season has gone, you knew something was going to happen. Just hate to see a guy lose his job because it's something you could have did better.
This is a team with a lot of talent, but 7-game losing streak, and these last 3 or 4 weeks have been mind-boggling at times, even to you guys. You have to take that flight home from Buffalo last night and just say, how's this happening, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I still can't put my finger on it. There's not one reason. There's not one person. It's not one thing. It's a combination of a lot of things over and over again that just added up. And, it's like a bad nightmare you can't wake up from. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You have to make do with it. Now you're playing for the love of the game.
And for you guys to play against a rookie quarterback as a defense, you're thinking, we're going to be okay. But you got to give Josh Allen a little bit of credit. He played a pretty doggone good game.
Yeah, he was very decisive. And when his read wasn't there, he knew just to take off and get what he could. And, he was very athletic. We knew that going in. And he really, did a good job using his athleticism to make plays.
Hey, again, we're with you until 8 o'clock tonight from Naval Station Mayport, and so we're celebrating the military as well. Salute to Service Week here in Jacksonville, and I know it's near and dear to your heart. We've talked about it a couple of times in the past on the show, but tell us a little bit about your family, your connection to the military, and how attached you've become to the military here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this is a very awesome city to work in because of the attachment to the military, and just so many of our fans are people that I admire and respect so much. So it's cool to be able to come to these events, interact with the people who are risk their lives, you know, for us, you know, and it's cool just to be able to express some joy and be a part of some uplifting points in our lives.
We will continue to celebrate the local military here in Northeast Florida tonight, all week long, and of course Sunday at TIAA Bank Field. Jaguars home against the Colts. Remember, just 2 more home games to go. A live look. The Colts beat the Jaguars a few weeks back in Indianapolis. Jags try to get off this slide Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS 47 against the Indianapolis Colts. When we come back, live from Naval Station Mayport, again, we're with you until 8 o'clock. And, well, Leonard Fournette ejected from that football game. What that did to the game and some more game-changing moments against the Buffalo Bills. Next, live on Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. And, again, we're live from Naval Station Mayport. Salute to Service Week here in Jacksonville.
You can step up to luxury now.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. Whatever you're driving, you can step up to luxury now at Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville and Mercedes-Benz of Orange Park.
And now you can buy a new 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 starting at $42,975.
Like a family that's been here for a long time. Makes a difference. Where I do my business, I want to be appreciated.
Mercedes-Benz of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard and Mercedes-Benz of Orange Park on Blanding Boulevard.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and save 20% with promo code JAGS. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
You're the doers, the thinkers, and the makers. The disruptors, the innovators, the movers,
a drop of this,
and shapers. You're the builders, the high flyers, and the triers. The make it happen, get it done, up all-nighters. Your job is making the world work. Ours is helping you do it. Reshape work with Konica Minolta.
It's where the nest is. It's where we are accepted. And it's where the holidays are. Dreamfinders Homes. Homes built to fit your lifestyle.
Little moments. Big milestones. At TIAA Bank, we know the path to a lifetime of success includes some pretty meaningful stops along the way. That's why we focus on serving our clients and communities to deliver results that exceed expectations and help our clients achieve success. So while you're out there making the most of every moment, we'll be here making sure your money does too.
Jaguars All Access is presented by Fields Auto Group. It's time to step up to luxury. Go to fieldsauto.com. Fields matters because you matter.
I want to give a special shout out to the military for doing everything you do, for letting us play this great game every Sunday, every year. We truthfully support everything you do, and we appreciate everything. Thank you.
Well, that's Avery Jones. He was on Jaguars All Access at Mellow Mushroom a couple of weeks ago and has connections to the military as well. How about the Army-Navy games coming up on December 8th? I know who everybody's rooting for around here at Naval Station Mayport. And this is video. We've done a story in the past. They have an annual flag football game at Naval Station Mayport. They actually let the Army on the base. for that one. But fun annual game right before the Army-Navy game that takes place coming up in a couple of Saturdays from now. Welcome back here to Naval Station Mayport. We're at the bowling alley here on the base. Stars and Strikes. A little bowling, a little hanging out with Jaguars players, and a lot of active military families here tonight for Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. Brent Martineau, Jeff Lageman, Calais Campbell. I have some breaking news, and we're going to get into this topic, but just got word that Leonard Fournette has been suspended for a game by the NFL. Jeff, you're shaking your head. Does that surprise you at all?
How many games?
1.
Yeah, it does not surprise me because of the precedent that was set with Marshawn Lynch last year. When Marshawn Lynch entered the field to enter a fracas, he bumped an official, but he really didn't throw any punches like Leonard Fournette did. So for me, it's kind of an apples-to-apples comparison. Because of that standard was set last year, I thought for sure that Leonard Fournette would be suspended by the league.
And by the way, at least what I'm reading here under the collective bargaining agreement, and you're a big part of the Players Association for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Calais, Leonard Fournette would have 3 days to appeal the suspension, 3 business days to appeal. So we'll find out if he'll do that. But this just came down. Obviously, we know how big Fournette's been to your football team the last 2 years. This is another blow.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's one of our best players, and him out there, we're a better team. And, you know, he has to know better, you know, put himself in that position to cost the team. But, you know, he's young and he's learning. And, you know, because he's so talented, you have patience with him. But hopefully, you know, this will be the last time we have to deal with a situation like this. And hopefully he'll learn from it and be a better player because of it.
All right, more on that in just a moment. Time now for our game-changing moments, and 2 of them include number 27.
This is the Baptist Game-Changing Moments.
All right, game-changing moment number 1, and they were down 14-0, and then here comes Leonard Fournette in that offensive line, Jeff.
Well, I was kind of critical of him in the first 2 games that he was back from the hamstring, but, man, he was so much more aggressive in this game and physical. The offensive line was doing a good job. I had him in fantasy, which made me happy. He had 18 carries, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then he got thrown out before the 3rd that he was going to score. It broke my heart.
We'll get to that in a moment. Baptist Health game-changing moment number 2. And you got to tip your cap to Josh Allen. He did it with his legs, Jeff. 99 yards on the ground, including the go-ahead touchdown.
Well, and this was the go-ahead touchdown drive, and he caps it off right here with a 14-yard run in Calais. That's a quarterback, but that stiff arm was as good as any running back in the National Football League that he got on Yannick on that run.
Yeah, I mean, Yannick's a great tackler, so he has to be he's a tough tackle because he doesn't miss many of those.
All right, Baptist Health game-changing moment number 1, and you know exactly what it is. This 10 minutes of football was amongst the most bizarre I've seen in 11 years covering the Jacksonville Jaguars. Moncrief looked like a touchdown. They made the right call. He was down at the 1-yard line. But in this scrum, in this melee, here comes Leonard Fournette. And we just told you, breaking news, for this ejection and for this throwing the punches, unsportsmanlike conduct, the NFL has ruled a 1-game suspension for Leonard Fournette.
He should have never have entered the field. He was on the sideline, not on the field at all. Carlos Hyde was the running back for the offense at that point. He does enter the field of play, and he immediately goes after, you know, a Buffalo Bills player and starts throwing punches. And I just don't understand why the punches were thrown at that point, because there was nothing going on the field between those two on the play that existed.
Yeah.
I mean, so where does that come from? That to me was very confusing. But from what I understand, that there were words that were exchanged between Leonard Fournette and the defensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills,
Shaq Lawson,
throughout the ball game, and then that kind of brought it to a head. But inexcusable for Leonard Fournette to enter the field of play.
And obviously, we know it's inexcusable. I think everybody does. Leonard admitted to it. He thought he cost you guys the football game. How hard? Listen, we can pretend like we know what it's like to play the game. You guys have. How hard is it to control your emotions? Because there's an element of this where you want to stick up for your guy.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, I've been in the games, you know, where, you know, somebody does something I didn't like, you know, cheap shot at me, and you get upset, you know, and it's hard because you have to be emotional to play this game at a high level. You have to be able to bring the wild out of you to be good at this game. So, you know, when you go out there and you're competing at that high level and in that intense moment, it's hard to be able to hold back when somebody does something you don't like.
And because he got thrown out of the ball game, we're going to take a look in Film Room, our second segment of Film Room. We got 2 of them in today's show. because the very next play that Leonard Fournette is not available, Carlos Hyde is in there at 1st and goal of the 1, and that's typically where Leonard Fournette is the goal line back, and you have an issue about the knowledge of the play because Leonard Fournette is not available.
All right, well, we put Jeff Lageman to work twice. Logs break down Blake Bortles, why he got benched. Coming up next on Jaguars All Access, live from Naval Station Mayport.
In 2017 began the year, my central nervous system was shutting down on me. I just kept on trying to fight through it. They knew there was something wrong, and just no one could tell me what it was. It wasn't until I was at Baptist MD Anderson, and that's where I found my diagnosis, and the search was finally over. I was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. There's no stage 5. Baptist MD Anderson went outside the box to treat me aggressively. I'm here today solely for that reason. I can't be more grateful or thankful enough.
Attention Jaguars fans, Ashley Home Store is where you'll find the perfect Tempur-Pedic mattress to power your life. As the #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer in America and the official furniture and mattress store of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Ashley Home Store is now offering Jaguars fans special pricing and 72 months no-interest financing. Just tell them the Jaguars sent you. Plus, a portion of every mattress sold helps provide free beds to local children in need. Shop for Tempur-Pedic at Ashley Home Store today, and go Jaguars.
After a major storm, you can count on JEA to safely restore power as quickly as possible, beginning with critical infrastructure, hospitals, shelters, and police and fire stations. Next, we put all of our resources into restoring power to neighborhoods and businesses. And we won't stop until every customer's outage is resolved. Because when the community you serve is home, there's more than power on the line. Learn more at JEA.com.
When things go wrong and you're in unfamiliar territory, you need a team of attorneys who've got your back, are dedicated to outmaneuvering and outplaying the competition, who know the terrain and will go anywhere they're needed to defend your rights.
I'm Eddie Farah.
I'm Chuck Farah.
We've been protecting you and your family since 1979.
In November, more people turn to Action News Jax for one main reason: unmatched investigative reporting, uncovering multiple complaints after a washing machine explodes in a local family's home.
I punched holes here, and our baby was right here.
Testing a new school accessory that claims to help stop a bullet.
All right, we're going hot.
Investigating why cars are bursting into flames on the highway.
Get over!
Investigative reporting every day on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Jaguars All Access is brought to you by Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. Fanatics, officially licensed everything. TIAA Bank, created to serve, built to perform.
Welcome back here to Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. Yeah, we're going bowling and talking football at the same time. Salute to Service Week here in Northeast Florida. We are live at Naval Station Mayport and with you until 8 o'clock tonight. We just heard from Calais Campbell. We'll hear from Miles Jack, Logan Cook, Malik Jackson as well. We have a ton of news. Leonard Fournette just announced by the NFL suspended for one game. Blake Bortles benched. Nathaniel Hackett fired. It's been a busy Monday here in Jacksonville. And the big question, and I know some folks will say, oh, it's obvious why Blake Bortles was benched. Take us a little deeper into why they made the decision today.
Well, in yesterday's game specifically, there were 6 examples that I wrote down. I said, oh, my gosh, you've got to be better than this. We're only going to show you 3 of them. But remember, there were 6. Into the film room, let's take a real close look at the 3 that I thought were the worst in the game.
This is the Baptist Film Room.
Here's a simple stick route by Keelan Cole. And a stick route is simple as that. He runs to the stick, the first down mark, and turns around, and the ball's supposed to be delivered on time and accurately. This is not accurate. To the outside, a poor throw that should have been made much more accurately and given Keelan Cole an opportunity at converting the first down. And here's another throw to Keelan Cole. It's a slant route. And Keelan Cole doesn't do a very good job of beating press. But nonetheless, the ball is thrown way behind Keelan Cole. He's not even given an opportunity to make a contested catch here. But it's not just Blake's fault here. Let's take a look at it from another angle. Offensive line continues to be a problem for no matter who's playing quarterback, and Eric Flowers is driven back into the lap of Blake Bortles, and you can see Blake's arm. His left arm is out in front to kind of keep Eric Flowers away from him so he can make the throw. And it's not an accurate throw. And in the Pittsburgh game, we saw an instance where Blake would not pull the trigger. It's single high safety with man on the outside, and you've got 2 go routes. Pick a side and let it fly if you're the quarterback. But he chooses to check it down to a guy who is not even looking. Poor decision and poor execution on the dump off. There's decision-making issues, there's accuracy issues, there's apparently confidence issues. It's just not good enough, Brent. And you can't have that type of performance in the National Football League and expect to have a chance to win.
Absolutely. You said confidence. It jumps off the TV at you right now. He's just not playing with any confidence, doesn't trust anything or himself. And Blake Bortles has been benched. Cody Kessler goes in. Hey, a live look here at Naval Station Mayport and their bowling alley as active military families are here hanging out with Jags players tonight. Stars and strikes. Salute to Service Week. We'll be right back, and we're with you until 8 o'clock tonight on Jaguars All Access.
You want to bring the heat? Prove it. With carbs to help fuel muscles. And electrolytes to help replace what you lose in sweat. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Attention Jaguars fans, Ashley Home Store is where you'll find the perfect Tempur-Pedic mattress to power your life. As the #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer in America and the official furniture and mattress store of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Ashley Home Store is now offering Jaguars fans special pricing and 72 months no-interest financing. Just tell them the Jaguars sent you. Plus, a portion of every mattress sold helps provide free beds to local children in need. Shop for Tempur-Pedic at Ashley Home Store today, and go Jaguars.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and save 20% with promo code JAGS. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
You're the doers, the thinkers, and the makers. The disruptors, the innovators, the movers, a drop of this, and shapers. You're the builders, the high flyers, and the triers. The make it happen, get it done, up all-nighters. Your job is making the world work. Ours is helping you do it. Reshape work with Konica Minolta.
Check this out. There it is. The day you became a business owner. You learned pretty quickly that when it's your name on the door, you have to make the decisions. And at some point you realize that your competitors might be doing a better job at finding new customers. Well, at Web.com, we're here to help your small business market like a bigger business. Call 800-862-8704 now and receive a free online marketing review from Web.com.
Now, your Gatorade headlines.
G-Series Prime headlines. It was announced today by Doug Marrone, Andrew Norwell on injured reserve. They lose another offensive lineman. 2 home games left, including Sunday. And hey, we're usually done, but no. We've got another half hour of Jaguars All Access presented by Fields Auto Group from Naval Station Mayport. Miles Jack will join us coming up next.
The Action News Jax First Alert Weather Team, the only team with all AMS certified meteorologists in Jacksonville. No one is more prepared to keep you safe during the storm. The all certified Action News Jax First Alert Weather Team, only on CBS 47.
You asked, and it's back. The Papa John's Double Cheeseburger Pizza brings cheeseburgers and pizza together again. It's the best reunion ever. For $11, get a large pizza with double beef, zesty burger sauce, cheese, Roma tomatoes, and pickles.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. During the Infiniti Winter Sales Event, lease the Infiniti QX60 for $409 a month. Now get a special winter bonus at your local Infiniti retailer.
Whew. Bring your own phone, not pony.
So I could have taken the bus.
Bring your phone, switch your carrier. Ask how you get Xfinity Mobile included with Xfinity Internet. Get started with Xfinity Internet for just $29.99 a month and save when you bring your own phone to Xfinity Mobile. Visit your Xfinity store in Jacksonville today.
Time and Temperature is brought to you by Rubenstein Law. Injured, call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
This is Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. It's time to step up to luxury. Fields matters because you matter.
Regarding the quarterback position, we're going to start Cody Kessler.
All right, well, that's Doug Marrone talking about the Blake Bortles benching. Cody Kessler will get the start on Sunday against the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, there was more news today, and that's Nathaniel Hackett was let go this morning, relieved of his offensive coordinator duties. That was the first domino to fall. So many changes here on this Monday for the Jacksonville Jaguars as they ride a 7-game losing streak into the next game against the Indianapolis Colts. A live look here at Naval Station Mayport. We're going bowling. We're talking football. It's Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group for a second half hour. We're taking you all the way up until 8 o'clock. Stars and Strikes is the event. Jags players mingling with local military families and kids out here. It's a lot of fun in that regard. Do have one more bit of news. Leonard Fournette, just announced by the NFL, suspended for 1 game. He will miss the Indianapolis Colts game. Brent Martineau here. This is Miles Jack right here. Thanks for being patient while we get through all that news. Yeah, I mean, I know. Miles just said he didn't know that. What a wild Monday it's been. You have kept up a good attitude throughout this whole thing. It's got to be challenging.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult time, but I think it's a lot we can learn from this time. Obviously, nobody, you know what I mean, nobody wants to be a part of a losing squad. Nobody wants to be a part of that, but you got to hold your hang high and just continue working.
I know, listen, you guys come from places where you've had a lot of success, whether it's high school and college. Most of the teams you guys have been on have been good. I know a few years back it wasn't good, but coming off last year's success, you couldn't even have dreamt of this situation right now.
Yeah, this is honestly like a nightmare. I didn't expect this to go down like this. The games that how we lost and just the way we've lost is just anything that's gone bad has happened. So it just was a rough year this year.
Is there a sense that maybe because you don't, and not say you won't push and strain, but you won't press as much now that it's pretty much you can't make the playoffs or anything? Maybe you just go play ball.
Some people look at it that way, but I'm gonna approach it the same way. Obviously, we still got 5 more games. I love playing football, so I'm gonna continue playing hard, continue to try and get better week in and week out, and just keep moving forward because you never know what can happen and what we could gain from this. So.
I know it's a tough time right now, but these folks appreciate you coming out, hanging out. You know what the military means to Northeast Florida. Give us a sense of what it feels like to be able to reach out and hang out with some of these families.
It's just very cool, just the service that they do for us and just the little things that go in seeing that, we take for granted every single day in and day out. So to go in and shake someone's hand that's really putting in work, it leaves you speechless because it just means the world to you.
Miles Jack, I know you're going to keep working hard. Go get it done, Dara.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Jags linebacker Miles Jack joined us here on Jaguars All Access. We take a live look here at this Stars and Strikes event. A little bowling and a little football as well. And, of course, a lot of fun on Salute to Service Week as we look forward to the Colts game against the Jaguars coming up here on Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS 47. Want to welcome Jeff Lageman back in, of course. I just gave the news of Leonard Fournette suspended. The NFL just came down with that. He could appeal, but Leonard has not decided on that just yet. Let's talk more about this Leonard Fournette situation. No surprise by you that he got suspended.
No, because if you go back to last year, Marshawn Lynch, left the sideline to get himself involved in an altercation. And he didn't throw punches like Leonard Fournette did, but he bumped an official, which I think those are probably about equal, bumping an official and throwing multiple punches, which Leonard Fournette threw multiple punches. So a lot of people were saying they didn't expect Leonard Fournette to be suspended. Me personally, once the precedent is set with a running back or any NFL player, as it was last year, you have to be consistent. And this, in my opinion, is the perfect, I think, reason to suspend a player. Leaving the bench to enter a field of play in a fracas that you're not even involved in initially. That can't be allowed.
Yeah, keep in mind, it's not like the NBA. It's not automatic. They decided it was unsportsmanlike that he would be suspended, and he has the right to appeal. All right, we also have news about Blake Bortles and Nathaniel Hackett. Before we get too deep into that, here until 8 o'clock on Jaguars All Access, want to bring in Action Sports Jack Stuart Weber, because those two guys, Bortles and Hackett, well, if you're in their corner, they do have some excuses, and that would be injuries. The Jaguars have been decimated. Stewart has more.
Injuries are a part of the NFL. It's part of why they call it the not-for-long league, attrition playing a role each and every season. Last year, the Jaguars very fortunate, but, well, this season, things have kind of spiraled out of control on the way to a 3-8 record. Let's take a look at how some of these injuries all along the way have happened, and it all starts with Marquise Lee. Before the season even began, the veteran wideout was expected to lead that young receiving corps. Well, he went down for the year. Then Leonard Fournette injures the hamstring against the Giants, and he would miss a couple weeks. Even worse, left tackle Cam Robinson tears his ACL against the Patriots. That would start a bad saga when it comes to the offensive line. Fournette came back against the Jets. He also left again against the Jets, re-aggravating the hamstring, and we wouldn't see him again all the way until week 10. But the Jaguars were still 3-1, facing the Chiefs, and then 3 injuries all on offense. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, the top tight end. Corey Grant, the change of pace back, and another left tackle, this time Josh Wells going down with an injury. The very next week, 2 more offensive weapons, albeit rarely used guys, Jadon Mickens and Niles Paul. The injuries really starting to add up for this Jaguars team. And back to the offensive line we go. Brandon Linder went out of the game against the Colts. He would be done for the year as well. Josh Walker nicked up against the Steelers. And then just the latest blow, Andrew Norwell goes to the IR with an ankle injury. From a year with next to no injuries to one that's really testing the depth of this team, you've clearly seen the difference. Let's go back to you.
It's a good illustration, and I know people say it's an excuse, but that's reality with all those injuries this year. When we get back here on Jaguars All Access, a bonus half hour. That means a bonus edition of the Film Room with Jeff Lageman. And he breaks down the suspended Leonard Fournette. Here's a live look at Naval Station Mayport. We're doing a little bowling tonight. Stars and Strikes, happy to be out here celebrating our local military. Salute to Service Week here in Jacksonville. And this naval base is a sensational place. We're fortunate to have it. We're fortunate for all the men and women who serve. And a big salute to those here at Naval Station Mayport for all they do.
Black Friday means the best tech with the best savings. And now at Nissan's year-end event, you can get both in our award-winning lineup. No brand has earned more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards for cars and trucks than Nissan in 2018. Get Black Friday savings before they're gone.
Save up to $10,687 on Titan, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
But hurry, Black Friday savings ends soon.
We know about building, and we know how to save you money. This is not our first sales event. In fact, we've been doing this since you could bring a horse for a trade-in. So when we say the holidays are the best time to buy, we should know. We've been doing it for 115 years.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months, or get over $11,700 in total savings. Visit your local Ford dealer.
Don't wait. The Rooms to Go holiday sale ends Cyber Monday. Shop in-store until 9 p.m. or online until midnight. Get the beautiful furniture you want, big savings, and finance interest-free for 60 months on purchases starting at $6.99. That's no interest for 5 years. Just make 60 low interest-free monthly payments. Now's the time to shop. So don't delay. The Rooms to Go holiday sale ends on Cyber Monday. Stores close at 9 p.m. Shop online until midnight.
You asked, and it's back. The Papa John's Double Cheeseburger Pizza brings cheeseburgers and pizza together again. It's the best reunion ever. For $11, get a large pizza with double beef, zesty burger sauce, cheese, Roma tomatoes, and pickles.
This busy holiday season, you're covered with holiday bonus scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery, featuring more than 17.5 million winning tickets. Holiday bonus scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it!
Jaguars All Access is presented by Fields Auto Group. It's time to step up to luxury. Go to fieldsauto.com. Fields matters because you matter.
To all the active duty service members and veterans, I personally want to say thank you for all that you do, for your service, for your sacrifice. The military is very special to me. My grandfather served in World War II. He was deployed overseas. I have loads of friends that are in the military at the moment. And I just want to say thank you for everything that you do, what you sacrifice, what you're willing to do so that we can live how we live here stateside. Thank you.
Well, it seems like everyone has a connection to the military here in Jacksonville, including Jags kicker Josh Lambo. Salute to Service Week here in Jacksonville. Welcome back live to Naval Station Mayport. Jaguars All Access presented by Fields Auto Group. We're staying with you until 8 o'clock. A bonus half hour on the show tonight. Brent Martineau, Jeff Lageman, and punter Logan Cook. By the way, congratulations. Thought maybe that was your best day as a pro yesterday. How did you feel about your performance?
Oh, yeah, it felt good. And, appreciate that. But, going to the Buffalo the whole week leading up to it, we actually punted outside. And luckily, by the grace of God, we had horrible winds the whole week of practice. So we were able to get out and, practice some of those line drive punts and stuff. So going into Buffalo and, getting to have a good game was nice.
You were very fortunate with the weather in Buffalo now. Do you realize that?
Oh, yeah. It was cold and windy to us, but, talking to their punter and snapper, they said it was like a summer day out there. So
I still have the one distinction of saying I played in the coldest game in the Buffalo Bills history.
Really? That's tough to do now.
That's cold.
Minus 40.
Wow. Wow.
A lot of wind. So can you imagine trying to punt a ball?
I cannot imagine, actually.
Well, you were bowling a little bit back here, and I know you have connections to the military as well, some friends. What's it like to be involved in this capacity here in Northeast Florida?
Yeah, so my grandpa was on a ship back in the day, and, I have two buddies now, Chandler Smith and Ashton Belk, who are in Kuwait right now. And we actually did a deal with them. We signed a big flag and sent it over to them, and they sent us a really cool picture, holding up a Jags flag and an American flag, and they're actually sending us an American flag back. So, it's cool, man, and getting to see buddies that I grew up with, best friends of mine, and to see them go out and sacrifice, what they do daily, it brings into perspective when it's someone you know.
Yeah, well, I know these folks here appreciate you coming out tonight to Stars and Strikes in this event at Naval Station Mayport. We're proud to be here as well until 8 o'clock. I did mention there's a lot of news going on today for the Jags, and that includes Leonard Fournette suspended by the NFL for one game. Jeff, he's the topic in your film room.
Well, he is, and I've been pretty hard on Leonard the last two games that he played because I thought he left a lot of yards on the table. But big improvement this past game against the Buffalo Bills. Let's jump into the film room, and I'll show you two examples of how good he was and then how good he could have been if he was available.
This is the Baptist Film Room.
And this first play, I think, is Leonard Fournette's best run of the season. And this is against a run-fortified defense. 8 guys in the box. And you've got an unblocked safety in Poyer coming. And he's going to disrupt the play because the play is designed to run to the left side. But Leonard sees Poyer and cuts back to the outside of him. Creates something on his own, playing above the X's and O's. I love this about Leonard Fournette because he's capable of this week in and week out. And Leonard Fournette on this touchdown run. He's parallel to the line of scrimmage, but he does not hesitate to plant his foot and get north and south. And there's a defensive back once again. So what? Lowers his shoulder and finishes the play like a big back can. This is the Leonard Fournette that I know. And this is where Leonard should be in. but he's not because he's out of the ball game and Carlos Hyde is running the play. Let's pause it right here. Tommy Bohannon is essentially a distraction. The play is designed to run around Norwell, who's the left guard pulling to the right side. Blake Bortles has to adjust. The handoff is actually supposed to go to the opposite side so that Carlos Hyde can follow Norwell. And look at what Carlos Hyde would have had if he had known what he was supposed to do. He would have had an easy walk into the end zone for a touchdown on the first play. And it hurts me to watch that last play because I had Leonard Fournette in fantasy. I said that earlier, but he would have had a third touchdown. But most importantly, the Jaguars would have taken the lead at that point in the ball game. But because that play didn't work, then you have a false start, you back up, you have a hold that negates the touchdown, and then you have a 42-yard field goal that's missed. You're talking about a 14-point swing in the ball game because Leonard wasn't available at that one play, first and goal at the 1.
That's why he said he cost him the game. By the way, you do a tremendous job in the film room, but I must say sometimes I hate watching the film room because you see what they missed and what it could have been. And obviously they see that every Monday, too, in a 7-game losing streak. When we come back, Cody Kessler's the quarterback. What does it mean for this football team? And we will also talk about the final 5 games. Plus, we'll catch up with Malik Jackson, the Jags defensive tackle, live here at Naval Station Mayport on Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group, with you until 8 o'clock on Salute to Service Week here in Northeast Florida.
In the search for truth, real journalism matters now more than ever. At CBS 47 Action News Jax, our mission is clear. Follow the facts, demand answers, tell both sides, and inspire our community. That is our commitment to you. CBS 47 Action News Jax, always live at 5, 6, and 11. It's local coverage you can count on.
New BC On The Go Stick Packs. Take that same powerful pain relief where it's never been before. Easier to take with you, faster to tear into. Now, tough pain relief goes where you do. New BC Powder Stick Packs.
Injured in a car accident? Often there's no need to go to the emergency room with those long waits. Right after dialing 911, call me, Doc Tony, right from the accident scene at 1-888-888-8863. I'm more than a catchy number. I'm real.
When you're Arby's, you can do certain things like load roast beef and curly fries onto a sandwich. Add horsey sauce, Arby's sauce, and cheddar cheese sauce on there. Sell them 2 for $5. And when you're Arby's, you can call it the Arbinator. Because if you aren't, Arbinator is a super strange name to just invent. Arby's, we have the meats.
Is it true Academy speaks Guy?
It sure is. So what did your dad say when you asked him about Christmas?
He just said, I don't know.
Oh, easy. Columbia Fleece, starting at $29.99.
From the store that knows gifts best, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Academy Sports and Outdoors.
What's a gig of data? Well, it's a whole day's worth of love songs. Or 300 minutes of baby videos. A gig goes a long way. That's why Xfinity Mobile lets you pay for data 1 gig at a time. And with millions of Wi-Fi hotspots included, you'll pay even less for data. Or if you need a lot, we have unlimited too. Plus, get $200 back when you buy a new smartphone. It's simple, easy, awesome. Click, call, or visit the store today.
This is Goody's classic pain relief. Now, watch how Goody's fast gets faster. Introducing Goody's On The Go Stick Packs. Easier to open, faster to take. Same powerful formula. Yep, we pulled a fast one.
Jaguars All Access is presented by Fields Auto Group. It's time to step up to luxury. Go to fieldsauto.com. Fields matters because you matter.
Just want to give a special shout out to all the active military men and women out there, and especially my 2 buddies in Kuwait, Chandler Smith and Ashton Bell. Thank you guys.
All right, a live look at Mellow Mushroom in Avondale. Say hello to everyone at Mellow Mushroom. Of course, that's where Jaguars All Access is just about every Monday, but we're in a different location this week at Naval Station Mayport. We'll be back at Mellow for all the good pizza coming up next Monday, hopefully following a Jags win.
I just came home
from Bahrain after 1 year. I told my kids I wasn't going to be home until after Christmas. I am really excited to go see them because they don't know I'm coming in, and I'm going to surprise them on the field today.
Kind of taking you back through the years. Remember some of these great surprises, military homecomings. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been a key player in that, reuniting families in these special moments on the big video boards at TIAA Bank Field. So it's been very cool. Those do not get old. And by the way, welcome home to so many folks that have arrived from deployment. The USS Sioux City, the USS Wichita recently arriving, and hopefully others will be home for the holidays here at Naval Station Mayport. Brent Martineau along with Malik Jackson now. Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Let me ask you one football question. I know this is hard, man. How difficult is it when you think you guys are going to be so good, when you think you are talented, and for whatever reason, we can't put our finger on it, but for whatever reason, it's not working?
No, it's hard, you know, because you have to look in the mirror and self-reflect. I mean, leaving last season, we were 3-4 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl, and now, you know, we're 3-8. It's very unimaginable for a lot of us. But all we can do is, like I said, self-reflect and try to grow and try to change what's going on. That's all we can do.
I know. It leaves you speechless at times. 1 sack from Malik Jackson. He wants to close out this season in style as well, coming off a Pro Bowl season. We know he's a fantastic player. You do a lot in the community. You're having a movie night on Wednesday. You get to mingle around with these folks today, the kids. The military means so much to this area, and it also means a lot to your foundation, doesn't it?
No, it means a lot to my foundation. Actually, a few days ago, I was able to give out about 300 turkeys with the help of the USO, Jacksonville, and Winn-Dixie. So that was awesome. And then being here, the Jaguars do a great job of offering an opportunity to come and just hang out and get in the community, especially with the military. So it was a no-brainer for me to come out and hang out and just say what's up.
Yeah, I know it sounds a little cliche or corny, but I mean, football is still a sport. It's still a game. Yeah. These guys deal with life and death with their families for sure. Well, we appreciate you being out here.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, still more to come on Jaguars All Access presented by Fields Auto Group. We'll be rejoined by Calais Campbell. What's next for these Jacksonville Jaguars? Live from Naval Station Mayport. Stars and Strikes, a little football talk, a little bowling with active military families. Of course, we appreciate their service on Salute to Service Week here in Jacksonville.
Breaking news, exclusive investigations, first alert weather with Jacksonville's most accurate meteorologist, Mike Burrish. Join John Bachman and Tanika Hughes.
See for yourself why Action News Jackson 11
is local coverage you can count on.
Most people never even read their insurance policy. They think it's a document that will protect them. But there may be more money in your policy that the insurance company wants you to know. We'll dig for it.
When you order ahead on Zaxby's.com or our app, we start making your order. And that handcrafted, made-fresh flavor will be ready when you pick it up. There you go. Head held high, belly rumbling in anticipation, and a look that says, I shall grab my feast and be on my way. Because I ordered ahead, and I shall not wait in line today. For the flavor you crave without the wait, Zaxby's has you covered. Zaxby's, friends, family, flavor.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. During the Infiniti Winter Sales Event, lease the Infiniti QX60 for $409 a month. Now get a special winter bonus at your local Infiniti retailer.
Jaguars All Access is brought to you by Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. Fanatics, officially licensed everything. TIAA Bank, created to serve, built to perform.
I want to thank all the active military out there for protecting and serving this country, man. Without y'all, who knows what this place would be. And I just want to give thanks to y'all, and thank y'all for all y'all efforts and everything you do.
That's DJ Hayden with a salute to service this week by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Catch it on Sunday's game, 1 o'clock on CBS 47. And how about this scene right before the Thanksgiving holiday? It was pretty cool when the USS Sioux City arrived back here at Naval Station Mayport, and a homecoming, and a happy homecoming for so many. And speaking of happy, Calais Campbell hanging out with Justin and Nikki. And I'm not sure he knew that we knew about this. And I'm putting you on the spot here as we welcome you back to Jaguars All Access, presented by Fields Auto Group. Brent Martineau, Jeff Lageman, and Calais Campbell here at Naval Station Mayport. That picture right there, somebody emailed me and said, those two got engaged recently at a restaurant, and you were at the table nearby, and you kind of helped make a big deal about it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, I'm a hopeless romantic. You know, it's who I am, and so I see that happen, and it was just so cool. I had to add a little something to it.
Of course, you're a newlywed yourself, somewhat recent.
Yeah, it's almost a year and a half. You know, we've been having a good time. It's been incredible so far.
We see your beautiful wife here all the time at Jaguars All Access, so I know you're in good hands, that's for sure. All right, let's talk about what's next, guys. You obviously got 5 games to go. Indianapolis Colts on the horizon. And what's the approach? From a veteran standpoint, what do you tell these guys?
Same thing, you know, it's just keep playing ball, being the best you could be, show up to work as a professional, because at the end of the day, you know, everybody's being evaluated that much harder, and so, you come to work with the mentality that you're going to make a difference and help the team win a game.
All right.
And the challenge is Andrew Luck. He's been playing very well.
Yeah, I can't wait. You know, this is a great challenge. He's a great quarterback. The O-line's been playing great, so I'm looking forward to a chance to get in there and just cause a havoc, messing things up.
Yeah, hopefully you can mess it up for the Indianapolis Colts, who have won 5 games in a row. It's a busy news day around the Jacksonville Jaguars. This morning, Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator, was let go. This afternoon, Blake Bortles was benched for Cody Kessler. And then tonight on this show, we broke news about Leonard Fournette being suspended by the NFL for a game for his part in the ejection in yesterday's game in Buffalo. And now, Jeff, I ask you this. Will my Tuesday be just as busy, or will next week be just as busy? Are there more changes to come from Doug Marrone?
Well, I don't know about that, and that's hard to answer. But if the losing continues, change is always inevitable. And I don't know how far or how far-reaching it could be. I think most of it, though, will occur in the offseason.
And Calais, how about what you guys have to do to rally around Cody Kessler now? I know your locker's pretty close by. Good guy, 25-year-old guy. He's had a little experience, but now you got to follow him.
Yeah, I mean, it's always next man up. Opportunities come. You know, when opportunity comes, you have to grasp it and hold on to whatever you can got. And, he's a guy I talk to a lot. I think I have a great relationship with him, and I'm really hoping that he does a great job.
Think about this, though. Cody Kessler is taking over as quarterback. He doesn't have Leonard Fournette. The starting left tackle, left guard, and center are out. Not to mention the 3 tight ends that you had to start the year out with are not there.
Calais, I don't know if you know this, but I'm like the president of the Sunshine and Rainbows Club. I like to be positive. This guy's not invited after giving me that news.
I mean, honestly, this whole year has been tough. We've had a lot of different things to deal with, but that's part of the game. Next man up always. No excuses. Got to find a way to get it done.
Well, we appreciate your professionalism. Thanks for being here. For all the active military families, Miles Jack, Logan Cook, Malik Jackson, and Calais Campbell comes every week. Jaguars All Access. It's been fun out here. Salute to Service Week. Say hello to the Roar cheerleaders. And we'll see you Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS 47. Once again, thanks to all the servicemen and women and their families, everyone here at Naval Station Mayport. Have a good night, everybody.
A January to remember. Or an April to remember. Or an August to remember. All starts with a December to remember. Find the gift that keeps on giving at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. See Lexus of Jacksonville and Lexus of Orange Park.
We make our flaky made-from-scratch biscuits the Hardee's way, which means we hand-make them like we do almost everything.
Because that's what makes them so tasty, right, Dad?
I wasn't kidding about the hand-making stuff. Getting 2 breakfast sandwiches, only $4. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
As you know, here at Keith Pearson Toyota,
we let our customers do the talking.
I love doing business with Keith Pearson Toyota because they treat me just like family.
Come to Keith Pearson Toyota.